What's going on, guys? This is Joe. I am back once again with another Ixalan pre-release pack opening. I love pre-release packs. I will open them until the end of time, I feel like, until I run out of money or YouTube stops being a thing or whatever. I love them so much. Okay, so we got the black spin down life counter, the black D20, whatever you want to call it, with the Ixalan set symbol as the 20. But more importantly, I'll put the box away, we have the box and the things within it, including the most important part, our promo, which is the rare Settle the Wreckage. It looks okay in foil. I don't mind the background. I think that looks pretty cool. And then we will move on to the packs themselves. So for the first pack, we have the Angrath Hijack pack. I'm hoping for some good stuff out of here. We've been getting some okay things recently, I guess. Let's zoom in so everybody can see what we've got. Okay, so we start with a Sure Strike, Skittering Heartstopper, Legion's Judgment, Fathom Fleet Firebrand, Shaper Apprentice, New Horizons, Ritual of Rejuvenation, a Cancel, a Colossal Dreadmaw, there's our Hijack, a Deep Root Waters is the first uncommon for some Merfolk cards, a Bright Reprisal is the second, and a Seeker's Squire is the third, and our first non-promo rare or mythic is a Revel in Riches. I guess sealed is the best environment to try to make this card go off, except for maybe constructed if you want to make something silly. But yeah, I'm not so sure that it would work out for this deck. I guess it depends on what other cards we open. Behind Revel in Riches, Just a Forest, and a Treasure Token. We move on to the Fire Shrine Keeper pack. Weird choices for pack art, as I've frequently pointed out in these openings. We have a Skittering Heartstopper to start, a Fathom Fleet Firebrand again, a Skyblade of the Legion, Crash the Ramparts, Shipwreck Looter, Stormfleet Pyromancer, a Siren's Ruse, Jungle Delver, Raptor Companion, Ancient Brontodon, Sleek Schooner is our first uncommon, Lurking Chupacabra is the second, and another Bright Reprisal is the third. We do have now two of those. That's not a bad removal spell. It is kind of 5 mana, which is a shame. And our next rare or mythic is a mythic in Admiral Beckett Brass. Personally, this is a mythic I don't have yet, but I will also say that she's not that good in limited. Even if you have an insane number of pirates, this is definitely an EDH card. And I don't really play EDH, so I could be wrong, but I'm like relatively certain this is an EDH card. She's 3 colors, she buffs all your other pirates, she does benefits for all your other pirates. Like, there's almost no doubt in my mind that that's what this card is for. But anyway, it's a mythic. That's pretty sweet. I like opening mythics. Behind her, we have Just a Swamp and a Vampire token. We have 4 packs left. Speaking of vampires, here's a Vampire Conquistador. If I can hold on to the pack long enough to open it, I'll do that. There we go. Okay, and we have the Sun-Crowned Hunters, Vampire's Zeal, Desperate Castaways, Shorekeeper, Ravenous Daggertooth, Costly Plunder, a Headwater Sentries, Hierophant's Chalice, Territorial Hammerskull, I like this card a lot, a Direfleet Interloper, a Perilous Voyage is our first uncommon, some Story Spotlight cards, a Vicious Conquistador, okay, that's cool, and a Dark Nourishment. We've gotten some sweet removal, although all at 5 mana for some removal. And our rare or mythic in this pack is a Sorceress Spyglass. Not a terrible card. I don't know that it's, amazing for a sealed deck, but we'll figure it out. Behind the Sorceress Spyglass, we have an island with Jace on it and a treasure token. Halfway there, we have a Vraska pack next. In our Vraska pack, we have a Deadeye Tormentor, Rummaging Goblin, Sunrise Seeker, One with the Wind, a Kinjali's Caller, Tishana's Wayfinder, Encampment Keeper, a Cobbled Wings, Pounce, good removal spells, Stormfleet Aerialist is our first uncommon, Raider's Wake is the second, and a Fiery Cannonade is the third. Yeah, a lot of really good pieces of removal or burn or damage or whatever you want to call it at uncommon. And our rare or mythic is an Ashes of the Abhorrent. This card is not good enough for sealed, and I mean, our promo is pretty good, and it's in this color, but I still probably wouldn't play this card. Behind Ashes of the Abhorrent, we have a foil uncommon in Stormfleet Aerialist. Maybe we just make a Flyers deck. Maybe. I mean, it's also a pirate. Again, we had Admiral Beckett Brass, but I don't think playing 3 colors for her is the reason to do it. But like I said, we can figure that out at the end. But it's sweet to have now 2 of these, 1 in foil. Behind the Stormfleet Aerialist, a Plains and an Illusion. Beautiful Illusion token that you would get from Jace. We move on to a Slash of Talons, Watley, etc., whatever you want to call it, pack. Okay, that's shredded to pieces. Could we... There we go. Okay. We have a Queen's Agent, Brazen Buccaneers, Looming Altasaur, a Queen's Bay Soldier, Storm Sculptor, Immune with Dinosaurs. It's Commune with Dinosaurs, Blossom Dryad, a Depths of Desire, Thrash of Raptors, Crushing Canopy, a Rallying Roar is our first uncommon. This is a sweet card. A Raptor Hatchling is the second, speaking of sweet cards. And a Sky Terror. Wow. Yeah, no, this pack in general wants us to go red-white, and I'm not complaining. And our rare or mythic in this pack is a Vanquisher's Banner. If we do go red-white dinos, as we kind of just saw those cards wanting us to do, this card will help our dinos quite a bit. So there you go. And behind Vanquisher's Banner, a Forest and a Pirate token. Vanquisher's Banner would also help pirates. We do have Admiral Beckett Brass. And our last pack is the same that we started with in an Angrath Hijack pack. Let us see what this pack has for us. We have Vampire's Zeal, a Deadeye Tormentor, whoops, Sure Strike again, Legion's Judgment, Ravenous Daggertooth, Shaper Apprentice, New Horizons, Sailor of Means, Colossal Dreadmaw. This pack actually looks a lot like the first pack that we had. Demolish. Imperial Lancer is our first uncommon, so here's a good one if we decide to go red-white dinos. We have a River Sneak. Speaking of dinos, we have a Savage Stomp. And our rare or mythic is a Ruin Raider. So if you want some Dark Confidant in your draft, you got to work for it, but I mean, who's not attacking, right? So behind the Ruin Raider, we have just a Mountain and a Vampire token. So I will actually, I'm going to show you this Admiral Beckett Brass, but if you notice, there's still a lot of time left on this video, right? I'll be back in just a second. So first, I owe a thank you. You can take a look at the deck that I've made here, but I owe a thank you to a commenter from the last pre-release kit opening, Chris of All Trades, and I want to thank him or her for giving this suggestion out, because I'm opening pre-release kits, and I talk about like, hey, maybe we can make a deck with this, maybe we can make a deck with that, but I then say, oh, well, it's up to you, go watch the video, and that's not fair, right? I play in tons of pre-releases. I love the format. I love sealed in general. I wish it got more support. That's just me personally, maybe, outside of pre-releases at local game stores, but this is the deck that I made. I'm not super happy with this kit. It was a lot of tough decisions. I feel like my black was close. Not with the Revel in Riches, don't get me wrong, but there was some options there with pirates and stuff. I still was not trying to go for Admiral Beckett Brass. I don't think that mythic is worth it. For 4 mana, she's not super impactful, especially if you're behind. You just draw that card and you're like, okay, I have a 4 mana 3/3 that does literal nothing. So it doesn't really work in my opinion for sealed. I think, like I said, she's a much better commander. But what I ended up making here is a 3-color deck, and in sealed I think that's okay, but I'm not usually happy with making 3-color decks. But I will say that this deck is helped out a lot by 2 New Horizons, and that is the mana fixing. For 3, you can enchant a land, and then that land will tap for 2 of any 1 color of mana. And if you look, white is clearly my splash. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white cards, although notably this is my promo foil, Settle the Wreckage, which is double white. So, but it is still my splash color, red being my second most, and then green being my most populous color here, which is surprising because we didn't get really any big bombs in any of these colors, as opposed to like, I mean, Sky Terror, right, is probably the best thing that we opened in these three colors. But I made a dinosaur deck. And by that I mean, of my creatures, 11 creatures are dinosaurs. I think that that's pretty sweet. Unfortunately, I have 1 4 and 1 5 drop in my creature slot, and 1 4 and 1 5 drop in my spell slot, and then 3 6 drop creatures and no higher, higher than 5 spells, or non-creature spells. But I think I've got some sweet help with Pounce, Savage Stomp, Rallying Roar, Crash the Ramparts, things like that. My creatures are okay. The creatures that are not dinosaurs, we have 2 Fathom Fleet Firebrands over here, the pirates that can have pseudo fire breathing, the Stormfleet Pyromancer, and the Tishana's Wayfinder. I put them in there. They're good cards. I wouldn't be upset with having to take them out, but of note in the sideboard, I will say, I have 2 Sure Strikes, I have 2 Vampire Zeals, and I have 2 Bright Reprisals. So the Vampire Zeals and the Sure Strikes are combat tricks if I need them, if somebody is being interactive with my dinos and I'm not just running them over and I can't get rid of them with Savage Stomps and Pounces and do some tricks with Rallying Roars. I have the Vampire Zeals and the Sure Strikes to do that. If I need straight removal, for attackers at least, I have Bright Reprisal. And if they have big stuff, I also have 2 Legion's Judgments. The question I want to actually leave you guys with, looking at the whole deck, hopefully you guys can see all the cards here. I know it's a little zoomed out, I apologize, but I want you to be able to see everything all at once. But having seen the video and with me talking about them, I think you can kind of figure out what I have here. The question I want to leave you with is, with 11 dinosaurs and 3 colors, I got 1 Commune with Dinosaurs. I think that this card goes in the deck. My question is, what does it go in for? And so I want to leave that question to all of you. My thought would probably be maybe taking out one of the Colossal Dreadmaws at 6. Maybe not. I mean, I do have 2 of them. Maybe it's taking out the Stormfleet Pyromancer because it kind of doesn't go with the rest of the deck, although it is something that cares about raid, and these guys do seem to want to be attacking. So let me know your thoughts on Commune with Dinosaurs in the comments down below. Let me know about what you thought of this deck. Do you think I'm crazy for not playing the Ruin Raider or Admiral Beckett Brass or something like that? I really want to hear your feedback. I really appreciate any and all feedback that I get, because I in no way pretend to be the end-all be-all of sealed players, because as I said, I really only get to play it during pre-release because there's not really a lot of support for it. So if you're a fellow sealed player, even if you're not, let me know your thoughts on my deck, on what deck you would have made out of this kit in the comments down below. I've been Joe. This is Geek for All. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you click on our logo, you'll be able to subscribe and find out when all of our videos come out. We have openings like this every Monday. We have video reviews of the Magic stories every Thursday, and we have draft videos from Magic Online every Saturday. Some of those videos may be popping up on the screen as well, and you can click those to check them out. Once again, like I said, thank you so much for watching, and as we always say around here, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.